Hello, I'm PS3 and welcome back to the video. Today I want to share with you all 5 essential tips for starting a brand new world in Minecraft. I've gone through before, 5 things you should do before you start a world in terms of like, oh, having a blank seed is pretty good sometimes, doing this, doing that, etc. But I think what I do today is show you 5 tips you should go straight into as soon as you start a world, just because, again, I show off so many seeds and there's so many reasons to start a brand new world, but I've never really... That's a weird little glitch. Basically, I've never seen that happen before. But basically, like I was saying, I think what would be cool is if I went through 5 things you should do when you start a brand new world, because there's so many reasons to, and that's what I'm doing in today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. If you do like it, like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel, and let's say you do like these sorts of videos. Again, this one's going to be short, because it's mostly just tying into like, oh yeah, Seed Sunday is pretty important. So, the first thing you want to do as soon as you start a world is really just, I guess, open your map, because you have one in your inventory if you play Minecraft console, and you want to kind of make one giant assessment when you first start, and that is whether there's a part of your world you don't want to explore. And if there is, you want to be very clear as to where this is going to be. So, for instance, we're spawning here pretty low, south of center. We could make it so like, okay, anything above y equals 0, or not y equals 0, everything above like z equals 0, we're not going to explore. The reason you want to do that is because basically your render distance means you explore about 18 chunks in every direction of where you're actually looking. So we could we're loading in chunks all the way, like 200 blocks over there, 200 blocks over there, and that means if you have a part of your world that's not explored, so that if a new feature comes out, let's say igloos came out in 1.9 for instance, which we already have, but so when stuff like that comes out, you want to be prepared by making sure that you know where you're not exploring, so you can do that sort of thing. And you want to make note of this somewhere, which brings me into my second point actually, which is to make sure that you have some form of sign as well as marker at spawn to one, let yourself know, these key information, but let anyone else that joins your world a bunch of information. So again, you can start with really basic stuff if you've just spawned, because again, we've just started a world here, but then you can kind of expand this as you come back later on, because a lot of people just kind of leave the spawn, abandoned and desolate, which is kind of, personally I find that annoying, because it's like, so you just expect me to go off and find this rest of stuff, but if you just, so we go through the steps, make a crafting table, and then we make a sign, then obviously at the spawn here, instead of just having like, it's just a blank place, we can have a sign right on that sign. So again, sign crafted like this, just in case you've never seen one, but you have. You could have a sign that's just like, hey, go find me here, so, that's my location. Then you can have a sign saying, the rules are like this, so type the rules on this sign, and, you'll do this for various signs, and if you have the spawn both, 1, signposted, and 2, I guess kind of marked in some way, it means that 1, you'll know where your spawn is, but 2, anyone that joins your world will be like, oh, I'm going to read this text which I forgot to actually save on, and this one too, and this one too. So yeah, I recommend doing that while you're at spawn, because knowing where spawn is something that you can only find out by spawning into your world or dying without a bed set, which both those, one of those things is very easy and one of those things is very painful. So I'm going to recommend that when you first spawn, make very clear note, like I was right next to this rose bush, and that way you can put some signs there, and anyone who joins, assuming they do any amount of looking, will see at least one of those signs. So yeah, that's the second pro tip I'm going to recommend. Make sure that you put something at the spawn, even if it's just a marker, like, okay, I'm going to just, like, place a block on top of a tree to know where your spawn is, but I'd recommend putting some signs, because then if anyone joins your world, it'll be a lot easier for them and for you, especially, again, if you want to pay attention to point number 1, which is not exploring parts of your world. So yeah, it's assuming those are now out of the way, and you're like, okay, then what next? So the third thing you should do as soon as you start a world is work out 3 key things. So you probably already got wood if you made signs, but if you haven't, then there's 3 things you need in every world at some point. It's just a matter of whether you're going to do it slowly or whether you're going to do it really quickly and all at once. So yeah, when you first spawn, you want to make sure you look for 3 things, and you look for them very, very quickly. So first of all, you need to make sure there's wood. Obviously I spawn in a forest, so that's not a concern, but then you need to find a plains biome, because that's where you find most of the meat, as you can see, like pigs here. That's where you're going to find seeds if you want to grow wheat. Basically, you need plains biomes for food. I mean, you can chop down trees, but it's horribly inefficient. You're going to die before you get anything done. So yeah, you need to find yourself a wood source, a plains biome, I guess, and a cave. It might be even worth, if you can't see one of those 3, or 2 of those 3 things, let's say, it might even be worth re-rolling at that point, because yeah, you need to have all 3 of those things. You need some wood to craft, because otherwise you're useless. You need to have some food, or you'll just starve at like 5 minutes in. I've learned that one the hard way. And you need to, you need to have a cave, or you're not going to be able to get iron or coal quite so easily. Obviously, here you can see I've got a cave just over here, and isn't that convenient? But it's, again, a handy little thing that you might not figure. So next up, we're going to go to the point which is look at your map and pay attention to like all the biomes you can see. Again, your map shows you about 100 blocks in every direction, and you've got to kind of work out exactly where you want to go, so that 1, again, not conflicting number 1, which is trying not to explore part of your world, but 2, you can try and explore the thing you want to find. So again, I'd recommend, first of all, before you do any of that, is get your iron sorted, get some iron tools, so that way you can just fight the world with a real chance. But second of all, I'd say, yeah, look at the biomes and work out what you want. So if you want a desert temple, you want loot, the most, I'd say probably go to the desert. You can see there's one over there, and you can see it heads in that direction. But if we look to the other side, you can see that just south of the sorry, not just south. You can see that there's a plains biome just over there, but it doesn't look like it's going any further. It looks like it's surrounded by forest. So actually it looks like my only real options, if I want proper loot, is like go to the desert or maybe go south and hope there's something there. But yeah, look at the map and spend like a solid few seconds considering it, because again, I see a lot of people just, run and be like, oh, there's nothing here. And it's just one of those small things that can make your life a little bit easier. And again, if you're starting a lot of worlds, making your life a little bit easier for a few minutes can make your life a lot easier for a very long time. So yeah, with that said, let's say we are going to go to the south now. There's one more thing that you got to consider before you properly start your world and get past the whole starting phase, and that is whether you should just re-roll altogether. So again, this is important for me in particular because I make videos like speedruns to the Ender Dragon, where it's important you have certain conditions met. It's important if you just want to have a world that's easy and save some time later down the road. But yeah, even though we've put like a solid, let's say, what is this, like 5 minutes of effort in already, it might be worth just saying, well, there's nothing cool around here. I mean, in this case, there actually is, but let's say we found nothing but, tundra and, biomes we don't really care about. We could be like, aha, guess what? Exit without saving, and you can just start again. And the beautiful thing about, when you just start a world is you can re-roll it as many times as you like, trying to get the perfect seed, because, or you can use a seed sundae, but, trying to find one that really fits for you. In particular, this works when you're using a random seed, which, again, is what I tend to do on the thing. So, yeah, let's just turn off autosave again, and let's try again. Let's just see what happens, and hopefully this seed will be better. So, again, now we apply the same through step. Oh, has it always gone that many times across? I swear it used to do it only once. Maybe that's a change of this update. But yeah, like I was saying, maybe this time the conditions will be met differently. Maybe some will be like that. And yeah, it's worth considering. Give your seed a reroll if it's not so good. And then maybe you save yourself a lot of time. But that is my 5 tips, essential tips, I would say, for starting a new world. I think if you use these, you can save yourself quite a bit of time. Okay, look at this one. We got plains biome, and we spawn on it. You can see there's a cave right there. And there's like 3 choices of tree nearby. So yeah, this seed's better in that way, and because if we check our map, just to again do the same stuff, you can see how actually it's covered by ocean, so you might not want to do that, but if we look that way, it looks like it might go somewhere. Again, we give it a brief look and we're like, oh, mushroom biome, isn't this better? So yeah, hopefully these tips are, oh look, that's a really cool whatever that is over there. Hopefully these tips helped you in some way to, again, when you're starting new worlds. I know for some people, personally, I'm in the category of, like, my big worlds, I rarely start, but when I'm doing, like, challenges and stuff, you've got to start a new world each time, and, if you do that enough, if you make enough mistakes enough times, it's a big waste of time. So, I actually was going to try and save the seed for that, but I've missed it, so I guess it'll be lost forever, but that was a pretty darn cool seed, and I only found it because I followed these 5 essential tips. Anyway, hope you did all enjoy this video. If you did all like it, like video, let me know, because it helps out the channel, and lets us know you do like videos on the internet. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.